most important, most biggest achievement of mankind, like ever. We take cars for granted now, but did you guys seriously think about it sometimes? You have to respect cars, my man. They drive your wife to the hospital to give birth. Yes, even if you have a rubber wife. And yes, I know since the apocalypse this is not common, but cars, trucks were used to get food from one place to another. Bring it to the stores, I think it's quite amazing. But what I would like to know is that how cars are going to look like in the future. Will they be faster? Of course. Will they be louder? I think not. What about the shape, the forms? It is just a really interesting thing to talk about, What will they be made of? Plastic, plants, some new metal, The possibilities, as always, are endless. This is Jason, and you are listening to Chat Till You Die. You don't like your car, you're out of gas. Is it snowing outside? Try our new sledge coated with Lube-tastic 69 lubricant to make it extra slippery. Watch out, it's really freaking fast. The new Sledge 1000 coated with Lube-tastic gives you fantastic speed. Order now.
Ik kan 24/7 door je klanten gebeld worden.
Ja, goedenavond. Goedenacht. Ja, ik weet het. Ik was straks met even een klein probleempje met het toilet.
This is Chat.
Come on.
Yes. Die. The future. I like to talk about the future. I don't know if I have told you that already or not, but I really do. And you know what else I love? I love cars. Like, who was the genius that invented cars? I know, but I think that there was a lot of people together that invented it. I saw drawings of a 16th century, 17th century car that was planned at once. How amazing is that? People put it to and of course, it was great without the obstacle, not at all. How weird is that? An animal sitting riding on another animal to evolve, to develop, and after that, cars came. Maybe the most important, most biggest achievement of mankind, like ever. We take cars for granted now, but did you guys seriously think about it sometimes? You have to respect cars.
Come on. Up.
Drive your wife to the hospital to give birth. Yes, even if you have a rubber wife. And yes, I know since the apocalypse this is not common, but cars, trucks were used to get food from one place to another. Bring it to the stores, I think it's quite amazing. What I would like to know is that how cars are going to look like in the future. Will they be faster? Of course. Will they be louder? I think not. What about the shape, the forms? It is just a really interesting thing to talk about, What will they be made of? Plastic, plants, some new metal, The possibilities, as always, are endless. FM 95. Fast. The new Sledge 1000 coated with Lube-tastic. Sex robots, you can have flying sex, we are fine. The interesting topics that I thought would be exciting to talk about. Let's talk about the future. What do you guys think the future will be like? Will there be flying cars, robots? Robots
Would
who
come
can
back,
have sex
come back,
with?
come back.
Flying sex robots, you
Would?
can have flying sex, we are fine. The possibilities are pretty much endless. Jet till you die. So, the future. How mysterious. I always imagine what people in the future will be doing to have fun. We thought about the sex parts before, but what are computers going to be like?
R22 to dispatch, show me 1017 to DOC with the 1015.
They be smaller, bigger. Sorry, I'm getting out of control again here. We all saw the movies about robots. I think they excite me the most. Not in a sexual way, only in a strict technical way, I think they are fascinating. Maybe one day they can make robots that look like us, that talk like us, behave like us, have sex like us. Sorry again, man. But hey, this is an interesting thought. Let me get into it more. Robots mating. I mean, robots producing offspring, my man. You know that will be a thing. I know it too, my man. I know a lot of stuff. That's why I run this radio station, not because there is no one left alive to run it. And now that we are talking about this, no one left alive, how many of you guys think that if the robots will develop consciousness, that they will try to attack, kill, or overthrow us? I
Requesting
think it's a
backup
little
and loads are being
far-fetched, but,
followed.
it could happen. So, back to our main topic, robots having sex. I mean, our main topic is the future, but, this is a really important part of it. Can you imagine?
Radio station. What's local for?
Vanavond je ijskoud geslapen, roertje op. Jij kiest wat je technologie. Net zoals je bij Betel zelf kiest. Mobiel, internet, tv, je combineren zoals jij doet. En als het kan, dan weet je wat. Wees moe.
Hey, come on.
They say if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. But while more and more millionaires and investors are moving into the city, it's putting a real squeeze on the middle class who are having to leave. We look everywhere. We couldn't find anything.
So, as more and more millionaires move to New York, the middle class here has fewer and fewer options. And as the middle class struggles with simultaneous cost of living and housing crises, it almost looks as if New York is replacing them with a new and growing rich class, who are the only ones that can afford it here. And the worst part about that is nobody running this place seems to care.
A new study shows that the number of millionaires opting to rent instead of buying property has nearly tripled since 2015.
The number of people making more than $1 million in household income a year who choose to rent instead of buy shot up 171% in just 5 years.
We looked everywhere. We couldn't find anything. I was seeing things on the market for like 4,500. If I wanted to stay even in Bed-Stuy, I mean, this is not Midtown that we're talking about, right? Like I'm talking about Central Brooklyn.
In 2022, people leaving New York at the fastest rate were making less than $172,000 a year. That's according to a report from the Fiscal Policy Institute. They also found that more than a third of those leaving New York State were moving in search of affordable housing.
It's the wealthy moving into the bigger towns, there's no question, right? So the New Yorks, the Chicagos, the Los Angeles, the San Francisco. If you make $200,000, $300,000 of household income, you can't afford to live in the city anymore.
Here's the simple truth that is underneath all of these sobering statistics. We simply have not built enough housing.
New electric Peugeot E5008. A new frontier in electric.
So millionaires are moving to New York City in droves, and they're renting up all the available apartments. And none of our elected officials seem to have a problem with this, even though most of them got where they are, promising to protect the little guy who now has to battle $10 milk and other overpriced necessities at the grocery store, only to get crushed by sky-high rents when he walks into his apartment after a long day of work, earning a paycheck that evaporates before the direct deposit even hits. And even if you've got a six-figure income of, say, $150,000, that's going to be whittled down to around $36,000 of spending power after you pay your rent and buy your food. Which is insane because in most of America, highly skilled professionals with six-figure incomes are just fine. But here they're barely hanging on, living in tiny one-room apartments without the ability to start families or even live with someone who isn't their roommate, as many depend on others they barely know to split rent in overpriced apartments or go homeless. And that brings us to the real reason the middle class here is being forced out. If you won't build new apartments for these new millionaires, they're just going to come into town and rent whatever everyone else has been renting, forcing prices to go through the roof, literally, because we're in a housing crisis with only around 1.4% of apartments even available to be rented. Sure, these buildings are hundreds of years old and are falling apart, but with the $4,000 a month average rents they're able to fetch, New York City's dwindling housing stock is quickly disappearing as wealthy renters take over. But as you're about to see, just because you're a millionaire and you come here and rent an apartment, well, that doesn't mean you're gonna get to live like one. Yeah, I don't think this is a problem normal people will run into over the course of their daily existence, and that's a good thing because this is a one-bedroom apartment and the rent is $5,000 a month. Well, $49.95 is the asking rent, so you can pay an extra $5 a month if you want to. But the thing is, we're in a part of town right now that is too expensive for middle-class residents. And even though this place is very nice and is probably going to rent quickly, the person who rents it will probably be someone who's pretty well off.
There were 45% growth in millionaires in the last decade here, despite dire predictions during the pandemic of the rich fleeing New York. But while more and more millionaires and investors are moving into the city, it's putting a real squeeze on the middle class who are having to leave.
Did you just hear that? New York City's experienced a massive rise in the number of millionaires living here, but as we're going to see today, it hasn't experienced a massive rise in the number of apartments available to rent. And that's certainly not the fault of this landlord. He already owns his building and renovated his apartment. But since the city restricts the supply of apartments by not letting anybody build anything, the prices on the places that are available keep going up. And in this type of situation, everyone loses. Well, that is water pressure right there. And for $5 grand a month, I mean, come on, it should feel like a 5-star five-star hotel. It does. But there's no way average people can rent apartments like this anymore. And it's sad for a couple of reasons. First of all, it's a one-bedroom apartment. How many people are you going to live here with? And second of all, even if you move in this year and you can afford the rent, what's going to happen next year? It could go up, and then you'll be living out on the streets. That is not a pigeon, it's a mourning dove, and at least with the prices of these apartments going up, the pigeons have been replaced with something that is more peaceful.
Dana Dennis was born and raised in Brooklyn, and together with her husband, they make over $100,000 a year. They had to move to New Jersey after having their first child. They say they couldn't afford a two-bedroom anywhere they wanted to live.
I was seeing things on the market for like $4,500. If I wanted to stay even in Bed-Stuy, I mean, this is not Midtown that we're talking about, right? Like, I'm talking about Central Brooklyn.
And she's not the only one. In 2022, people...
So this family, they're succeeding by all accounts. But the problem is, this city doesn't have apartments for people who succeed anymore. And this is not to call the landlords or even the rich people that are renting these places. No, the real problem is that New York is a city where local laws are not amenable to the construction of new buildings, and that's why you don't have new buildings. You have old buildings that might be new inside, but aren't brand new. That's part of the problem. And the other part of this problem is that many people who are rich, they don't want to buy property around here like they used to. This article features a quote from a guy who's a millionaire, and he pays $19,000 a month because he's disappointed in what he could buy with his millions. And not everybody wants to take millions of dollars and dump it into something that's just going to either lose value or cost them more money as a primary residence than renting something and just paying a one-time fee. No taxes, no maintenance, nothing. You just pay the rent, that's it. But even though the rich might be surviving and complaining about it, as you're about to see, this housing crisis we've got going on here, it's too much for the middle class, and many people sadly have to leave the city altogether.
In 2022, people leaving New York at the fastest rate were making less than $172,000 a year. That's according to a report from the Fiscal Policy Institute. They also found that more than a third of those leaving New York State were moving in search of affordable housing.
It's the wealthy move. So there's no affordable housing here anymore, and if that's what you want, then you're gonna have to go somewhere else and find it. That's how it works. We're in a housing crisis. We aren't building new stuff. Look out the window here. Is this charming? Is this quaint? Absolutely. But what's not charming or quaint are the fact that these 5-story buildings are forcing people to live elsewhere. And if the only kind of buildings we're allowed to have here are the ones that were built over 100 years ago, or are replacement buildings that come in and are also 5 stories, you're never going to have enough room for the number of people that want to live here. And although that might protect neighborhoods like this one from evil skyscrapers, while protecting the high prices of apartments from getting any lower, it does that at the expense of everybody else.
New York City's Mayor Eric Adams has a City of Yes plan, enticing developers to address the worst housing crunch in 5 decades, expected to enable tens of thousands of new units over the next 15 years. But that wasn't in time for Luke and Sasha, who also left. They just couldn't make it work anymore.
I know no one has a lot of money and they still couldn't find it.
So there are plans out there to create tens of thousands of new apartments. Might sound great. Experts are saying we need hundreds of thousands of apartments. Right here, 560,000 apartments. This isn't going to happen. We're not going to make it. Prices are just going to keep going up. Which means the entire housing crisis in this city is only going to get worse. And that's at a best case scenario. All because the people who could pass laws to do something about this don't seem interested in doing it. And most maddeningly and frighteningly of all, the plans that are on the table right now to fix New York City's housing crisis, well, they might just end up making it worse.
Sta jij stil terwijl de wereld om je heen in beweging blijft? Met een opleiding beweeg je mee. Zet je stappen, kun je sprongen. Daarom biedt NCOI een toegankelijke MBA voor professionals. Die stop, dat zijn wij, de lat.
Building across the street. It's only 3 stories. You've got the top floor, the middle floor, and then that's the door. This is the problem with our housing crisis. We have 3-story buildings. Why? The obvious answer is it's illegal to put anything else here if this place ever were to fall down, which it looks like it might in the near future. It's old. Everything here's old. But the reason it all looks like this is because these buildings are irreplaceable. And that's because whatever buildings we have today are going to resemble whatever buildings we have tomorrow. That's the law. Changing it would be the simple solution to our housing problems. But the problem is the people who are running for mayor, well, let's just say this isn't on their radar at all.
Leaning into his experience as both governor of New York and former HUD secretary, Andrew Cuomo rolled out his housing plan, but others running for mayor were quick to pounce once the plan was posted online. There were grammatical issues, and this footnote appears to reference the use of ChatGPT to locate an article on rent stabilized.
Oh boy, I don't know if that plan's gonna work, and he's leading the field of candidates right now, so the plan we get may end up being written by ChatGPT. But what might surprise you is that's not the reason it's a bad plan. The problem is these issues are beyond what the mayor is able to accomplish. Look at this, the building that's going in here, it's the same height as everything around it, and it's not even built yet. That's not gonna solve our housing problems. In fact, with new rules in place for housing, how wide hallways and stuff have to be, the number of people living here today may be less than whatever was here before. Full buildings have super narrow hallways. There's no room for an elevator. They may not meet certain ADA requirements that we have today, which is why it's more important than ever that we build stuff that's going to be higher than whatever gets squeezed in here. But as you're about to see, some of the other housing plans on the table might be even worse.
Candidate for mayor and Assemblyman Zohran Mamdani's signature housing proposal is to freeze the rent for the more than 2 million rent-stabilized New Yorkers. We asked him about using
Freezing rent. So in theory, this sounds good if rent's going up too fast. Stop it from going up, then it remains cheap. But there's a big problem with that. Rents are going up because that's the only direction they can go. They can't stay the same. And if you lock in all the rents people have today and they're never going to change, nobody's going to move. That's going to screw up everything. And instead of freezing someone's rent at, say, $5,000 a month so that they can live in their one bedroom for longer than if it were to go up over the next few years, really need to do is introduce a little competition, something this deli faces every single day.
There's nobody to recruit them.
Can't be more expensive
Can you get somebody here?
in the place down the street, or else no one is going to come in here and buy it. But what if this was the only candy store in town? Well, then the people running it could charge whatever.
What happened here?
They would still sell out, and that's what's happening here with apartments. You can't force him to only charge so much that he's going to run out. There's not going to be any candy for anyone. And if you freeze the prices in this housing market, you're just going to have even worse shortages than you have today. And the thing that's so bad about this is that there's actually a thing to lower rents. But
If you wanna join or something, then that's
Can you help me? Can you help me?
joining. That's I am not HRT, so
No, I don't want to join.
yeah. What's the problem then?
Rowdy, sir.
No problem, bro.
Remove
You
your
are
mask and show your
officer and
passport.
you help the guys here in the city, yes?
Yeah.
Rowdy, Rowdy, Rowdy,
Can
come
you
please.
please help me?
I will reception you, sir.
I don't have money. Give me 3 million.
3 million.
Yeah, I wanna go to Prime to buy.
Is there some crazy shit going on over here?
Oh yeah. I don't have even 3 million anymore. So.
But there's something crazy going on over here.
Take this 2 million. Come.
2 million, give it to me, man. Come.
No, I'm ready to get
Bro, why are you repaying the car alone?
Why not?
It's for government, bro.
Wait a second.
And one of the excuses we get for that is, well, it's so expensive to build anything here. These developers, if we loosen things up, they're just going to come in and build.
What happened with?
For rich people. Well, remember, the people there taking the apartments that everybody else is supposed to live in.
What happened with the dough?
Lower rent through a process called a migration change.
Okay, what happened with the tow truck?
Their previous unit gets re-rented.
I see one burned out there. There as well.
Eventually
That's insane. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Let's just stow so much as possible.
Hey, my car, police!
I'm gonna see what he's doing. Can you leave the area, sir? I leave my agent doing their work, thank you. Okay, you can get on the car towed right now. I have. Let's see. $15. No. That's all what I have. Oh. Okay. Alright, you can take care of the top, and if they are ramming you, then oh, they're gone now. For now.
Because as you'll see in today's here video, getting into this thing is going to require a little more than just a toothbrush shank. Okay, I don't mean physically, because yeah, I guess we did kind of get into it with nothing but a shank, but I'm talking about like software. You'll see what we have to do with this thing, and it's not something that anybody incarcerated could pull off. Or at least that's what I'm thinking. I haven't done any of it yet, so we're going to find out together. But yeah, that kind of sucks. Just wanted to bring it up. But back to gaming.
I am gonna bring that truck closer with
completely unpopulated. I don't know if this thing had a hard drive at some point and this was just removed. I don't know. We got a mystery port here. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, I was mistaken. This is a prison port? And don't let anybody else near your prison port. You know, you don't want anyone else going into that thing.
Officer, what the fuck? This is not the way to park your car, man.
You know, all that good stuff. Gray screw number 2, there we go. And this battery, kinda like bulging? It's just not mounted correctly. Oh, you wanna know why? Yeah, that would do it. Gray screws 3, 4, 5. Very cool. I wonder if there's any more under there. Let's just take the whole battery. Oh, thank goodness you found me! I had to tell you about today's sponsor, PCBWay! PCBWay wants
the car came out of nowhere. There's not the way to park. You are on a piece of shit that is trying to obstruct the work of my office. Get the fuck out of the way. What are you thinking? That's the weirdest thing ever. Now I have a know about it. You are gonna stop obstructing the jobs here, okay? Jesus Christ.
The person in the tow truck, the plus.
Towing unit.
The person who is towing the vehicle, put a plus. Shoot. Check the left eye.
The towing job is not going as good as it is because people are ramming him constantly.
If people are ramming you, call a friend.
محمد كان هم كوبي. Hello,
They cannot do so.
officer.
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, public harassment.
Oh my god.
Puppy. Bone.
The lone is sleeping at HQ.
Step out. Okay, nice. You are not gonna do it. I seen that there's an good.
Check your left hand. Oh, my bad.
Nice one. Where is the 5 seconds, you idiots? Where is the 5 seconds? No, like seriously, where the hell is the 5 seconds, Vansh?
Wait, I'll pick you up. Sorry, my bad.
No, we don't want to pick up, bro.
This cable carries a USB signal. So what we can do is take this here USB hub, cut off the end of the cable, wire it to where this goes, and now we have USB ports. This is ridiculous, but I think it's kind of the only way. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, I forgot to mention, this insane laptop has a white list of hard drives that it's willing to boot off of. And actually,
No, bro, you forget to tell 5 seconds. Seriously, bro?
So guys, what are you guys yapping about?
He is running into the ghetto, guys. Just leave him. Yeah. He has to cross the ghetto area. Do not even follow him.
Are you guys still filling the BMW?
Yes, I have engine blocked him, and he took us for around the block, and he's now in ghetto. We almost had it. He was obstructing your towing work the whole time. So yeah.
Go, we are going for open recruitment. Do you want to join us?
I already told Sikandar we are going for open recruitment. I'm waiting on roof.
Oh my god, I am.
Sorry.
Billo, you wanna join?
He's gone though. Yeah, he ran into the ghetto area.
Yeah, seen that.
We almost got him.
And someone make a department for EMS is
Nah, seen.
covered for.
Did they shoot at you or no?
No, but he was open carrying with a
Yeah, seen
shotgun.
it.
So that is a possible threat if he's carrying a gun.
Nah, I know. So just stay with his vehicle for now to see if he comes back, and
Yeah.
I'll go look around the area.
Yeah, that for is good.
Yeah, do you have a description of him?
It's he's wearing black and black top.
Okay, man, I'll have a look around.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
If he's coming out of this ghetto, he's gonna know what will happen. Come on, bastard! Come on, son of a bitch! Come out of ghetto! Huh? Running in ghetto like a damn pussy. That's what you're doing, is it?
Sees the SSD, realizes that this is a bootable SSD, then it realizes that this is not the correct SSD, and it blocks booting.
However, if we can make this SSD seem like it's
That car might be familiar with this guy here. He is. He will probably gonna get it back.
From our newly Ubuntu SSD, dumped it onto this flash drive, and then deleted it from here. So in theory, the laptop will look at the SSD, see that there's no EFI.
I don't think he will come back.
It boots the EFI
Okay.
on here, which points to the files on here. And
It was a car sharing car, and the time expired because it is gone now.
Yeah. That's
So,
cool, man.
alrighty. Thank you for the assistance. We almost had him. He
Anything.
was crashing into our towing the whole time. We gave him 15 demands, and he kept doing it.
That's cool. If we see him around, hopefully we catch him.
10-4. Thank you for the assistance anyway again.
No worries, man. Stay safe,
Yep.
bro.
You too.
Thinking about it.
Yeah.
What is this? ACTI Biosphere? I don't care.
It was a car sharing, but let's
My
say.
friend, you tried to.
And now he's renting another car.
I'm just gonna assume that this thing is insanely slow. It's just gonna take that much time.
The guy is now driving into a green luminous Batman vehicle. Yes, rent another vehicle.
Just do your thing, prison book. You take all the time you need, little buddy. There we go.
Thanks for helping, by the way.
Yeah, he is in front of the HQ now. That the same guy from that BMW.
Yes, I am HR.
Hello, are you HR team?
No, I'm not.
I am.
Fine. Restart again, I guess. Other users are logged in. What do you mean? What do you mean we're logged in?
I'm.
So lame. Come on, we're already here. I don't want to have to reboot. You win, Ubuntu.
Hello, Suryan, ciao copy.
Can you pull?
Yeah, good copy.
Please check my logs.
Just a friendly reminder. Keep the doors closed here, cause
Badge number?
trespassers.
R22.
Epilepsy warning in 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness, that is so much worse. Epilepsy canceled. Okay, well, it's not perfect, but that's the best my camera's gonna do. Intel Celeron N3450, 4 gigabytes of RAM. See this times 4?
We gave this guy multiple demands, and he was not complying with nothing. In fact, he did not even care. Which is the fastest charger that we have? 61. It's as well, because that's some bitch that just.
Nobody gets in the way of me installing Steam. That's what I thought. Oh, you have broken packages? I've seen that one before. Hold on, I just got a nasty thought. The last time we got an error like that, it was on the Trimble Yuma, which ended up being 32.
Same guy, huh? Just don't play with me anymore, cause next time I will have you. Ha 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 ha. The game is on, I guess. Come on.
Radio check.
Loud and clear.
Thank you.
Adam jump from there.
There you go.
Marco, that's the guy in the green car behind
No
you.
worries.
He
You
has
might need to go still fuel it up.
Fuck! for God's sake.
Guys, how should I come down?
Cold. Sulfur gas. And sorry.
I think you drove in ghetto. Man, I am gonna start revoking some licenses here.
Show me 1072
Okay,
local with
nice.
0 distance.
Dude, you know, I... Okay. I don't care anymore. You are faster than me? Well, we will see about... It's slippery, that's the issue. Look, man, I am not gonna play your games here. Show me 1017 to global with 0 additionals. No, don't.
Don't take LSPD car. Take LSPD car. Take one extra car.
Me. Why dropping global?
Emre, hello.
Alrighty. It seems 1099. Global seems 1099.
Can you give global again, please?
It's 1099, no need to respond.
It's 1099 indeed. Just resume with your duties. Go. You can go towing or patrolling.
don't even really know if you can get these anymore. The eBay listing that I bought mine from doesn't have any more quantity on it. So good luck if you want to get one of these. Shout out to Wenting on Twitter. He gave me pretty much every clue I needed to actually get into this thing.